All right, so Pusha T, man, Pusha T. So if you are in the know, Pusha T and Malice or No Malice will be coming back as the Clips, and a new album is coming next month. I believe July 13th or July 11th, one of those dates. So there was some controversy, and the reason why there's a controversy is because multiple reasons. So, Pusha T, in his own words, he says that there was a dispute um, when the album was being presented to Def Jam over one of the songs that featured Kendrick Lamar. Now, as you know, last year Kendrick Lamar was in his own share of controversy, but mainly it was just because of the beef. And the Clips had Kendrick Lamar on the album. I remember there was a meme going around when the pop out happened that Pusha T was going to escort Kendrick Lamar directly to the studio so he could lay down that verse. So it happened. It happened, right? So apparently Def Jam did not like that Kendrick Lamar was a feature on this album. And initially I'm like, why? Like, why does that matter? Because Kendrick Lamar should not be the type of figure that y'all be like, oh, like I'm worried about that. Like, what the heck? So just to read this article, exactly. That's crazy, Lunchback. Like, no matter what, all roads are leading back to the Kendrick and Drake stuff. It's absolutely insane, man. Like this was the biggest battle ever, like way bigger than I ever, would have imagined. So let's read this article just to get a little bit more detail. So Butch T recently had an interview with GQ, and he said that he departed from his longtime label home, Def Jam, over the company's apparent reluctance to release a new clip song featuring a guest verse from Kendrick Lamar. So they were like, no, they're probably going to release everything else, but like this particular song, they were like, no. I don't know if Kendrick Lamar were talking this shit again. I guess we'll find out. But in any case, Def Jam was apparently like, no. He says it's annoying, but like there's a lot of truth. Yeah. So, in Pusha T's own words, it said they wanted me to ask Kendrick to censor his verse, to censor the verse. So that sounded like they heard it, and I'm like, oh man, like what's going on, y'all? Like, if Def Jam, Def Jam is like the mecca of hip hop, right? Obviously, it's not the same as it was when it first started, but they're the mecca of hip hop. Y'all really tripping and are scared of whatever Kendrick was saying on this song? Like for real, for real. So, apparently, this is what's going on, man. This is what's going on. Pusha T continue, you said, which of course I was never doing. Yeah, it doesn't seem like Pusha T would ever be like, yeah, that's cool. We'll go ahead and censor the verse. Like, no. He then continued, and then they wanted me to take the record off. So first they wanted to censor the verse, and then they wanted to take it off. So if they're censoring it, it definitely sounds like there's some shots at Drake. But again, who cares, man? Who cares? Like, that's crazy. So ultimately the parties agreed to go their separate ways. According to Pusha T, and the Clip's new comeback album, Let God Sort 'Em Out, is now being released in partnership with Rock Nation. So that's wild, man. So you go from Def Jam, and all because of one song and one verse from Kendrick Lamar. This happened. So people are trying to spin it. I want to be clear that Def Jam did not drop Pusha T. They did not drop him. Pusha T left Def Jam because Def Jam did not want to release this song. All over one song, man. It's absolutely wild. Absolutely insane to me. So to continue here, Pusha T longtime manager Steven Victor also discussed the rapper's Def Jam's departure in a new interview with Billboard. He says, yeah, I don't know what their concern is, but they were like, there's a line here we think is controversial. Kendrick needs to change it, or we're not putting it out. We're not going to ask him to change the verse. And this is going back to Steven Victor. You guys are wrong. Stop looking at it this way. None of this makes any sense. They couldn't have been working on Def Jam's end. But I'm like, what trouble would they get into? Some people are speculating that now that Drake is suing, that Def Jam doesn't want to also be in the crosshairs of Drake and his legal team. I don't know. That just, to me, that doesn't sound plausible, right? Because of a verse. Because if that's the case, again, then you could go after Playboy Cardi. Let me double check. Who was Playboy Cardi with? Playboy Cardi. I think he's with Epic, right? Opium Interscope. Opium, Interscope, and with Interscope is again that's all UMG. So Interscope is also UMG. So I'm like, well, you gonna sue Playboy Cardi too? Like, are you going like any feature that Kendrick Lamar is gonna be on? They think that they're in the if Interscope is UMG, I mean that's also that's in house. So, but it's any other label that Kendrick Lamar like works with your artist, you're gonna sue now. Like that doesn't. I don't know. They thought they would drop. Nah, to my knowledge, it's still going. It's still going with that case. So I don't know, man. That just seems super weird to me. Cause Def Jam, hold on, I think Def Jam. What? Label it Def Jam under. Yeah, I mean that's all they house too. Def Jam is also UMG. Like UMG has a lot of like I don't get it. Yeah, that makes literally no sense. That makes literally no sense. So they shouldn't be worried about getting sued. I don't think that's plausible though. Like I said, it's speculation, but I don't think that's right. But I'm like, okay, but if that's not the case, then what are y'all afraid of getting sued for then? So I'm like, if Def Jam is under UMG and Interscope is also under UMG, that's all in-house. So you shouldn't worry about being sued. They're not going to sue you individually, right? What up, Jericho? They're not going to sue you individually. So that makes no sense to me. That makes literally no sense. So I don't know. I don't know what other reason it could be. So to continue here with this article, according to Victor, Pusha T had like 3 albums left. So as you know, in like a typical record deal, you were like bound to this record label for like a certain amount of albums. Usually it's like 5, standard like 3 to 5. And until you know come through with that obligation, then you technically are like still bound to the label. So in Pusha T's case, they said that he paid like 7 figures to get out of the deal. So he was like, no, I'm done with y'all. If y'all are really tripping off of this verse from Kendrick, then we're going to part ways. And since I still have an obligation to y'all, I'm just going to pay y'all to get out of. I mean, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I mean, you got 3 albums left. Who knows when Pusha T was going to come out with another album, you know? Who knows when he's going to come out with another album? Like, obviously, we have this Clips album coming. But having 3 more albums is kind of crazy, though. Especially for an artist like Pusha T. He doesn't drop every year. He's not like a Future, you know? He's not like one of those artists. He'll drop something every 5-7 years. Like, he's not even a 3-year artist for real. Let me check, just so I can get this right. Let me see. Pusha T. All right, so yeah, I mean, you had, I don't even remember the Animosity came 2013, 2015, so I mean, he was like My Name Is My Name. So he was like 2 years then. So 2 years, and then Daytona. So that was another 3 years, and then 4 years. Say Fear of God 2, Let's Pray. Like, he came out with mixtape. So I'll tell you, he was a 2 to 3 year artist. So between this and this, though, it was 4 years. So I mean, yeah, okay, I would say he was kind of consistent, like the 2010s and then going into the 2020s. So I mean, not terrible, but he still doesn't drop every year though. He'll do 2 or 3 years. So he's not that type of artist. And like having 3 more albums is, yeah, that's kind of, I don't think that, it'd be a while before we get those. So he would have been bound to Def Jam for a minute. So yeah, man, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. So so representative from Def Jam did not respond to Pitchfork, and then of course, we go over the active litigation from Drake. So it's still not over. So yeah, man, it's interesting. It's interesting because again, they all have ties, man. They all have ties. So man, I don't know, but I mean, shout out to Clips for being able to bounce right back and still have Rock Nation or have a label period, still be able to drop the album, because I wouldn't want it to be delayed even further. This is probably one of my most anticipated albums of 2025. So I can't wait until it comes out. I can't wait. So next month, boy, we gonna have some heat. We gonna have some heat, man.